Following program is intended for mature audiences. Well, maybe not mature, but probably shouldn't be consumed by those under the age of 21, or really anyone for that matter. The advice and opinions on this program do not reflect any rational thought that any person should have at any given moment, at any given time, and should be taken with blatant disregard. Here at Remotely Relevant, we make it a point to promote responsible consumption habits. Know your limit, practice moderation, and under no circumstances should you drive under the influence. Please be safe.
Remotely relevant.
Listen to somebody or people who just don't have anything.
Remotely relevant.
I would never want to be stuck in a forest with a strange man.
Remotely relevant.
And it makes me laugh every time I watch it. But it makes me wonder, is anybody else watching still laughing at it?
Let's just believe. As long as we believe, we can manifest this to become huge. We have 100 million people watching us right now. Didn't you know that? Did you know that?
I had no idea that was happening.
I believe that she killed that dog, got herself a little lady boner, and decided, I need some more of this. Where is the goat?
I am in great pain. Please help me.
And it was the worst thing known to man. This stuff is horrible. It's bad. It'll never be good. There's nothing you can do to make this good.
Alcohol is a way of life. Alcohol is my way of life. And I aim to keep it.
Remotely relevant.
Oh, what is up? Welcome on into Remotely Relevant. You bring the fuel, we'll bring the fire.
Fire.
Welcome on in. I am your host, Rick. It's a sibling duo this week. We got Claudette with us.
What's up, peeps?
Yeah. Got ourselves a good show for y'all today.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to continue on the theme of last episode's theme and continue talking about some of the unrest that's been going on. But we're also going to get into some AITA. We are going to fit in a fun with pop. We got that going. And let's see if we got some other stuff going. But before we get into any of that, we got to do what we got to do. And I got to find,
which is what we got to do.
Some remote toast. Grab your beers, hold them up high. Toastmaster General Dan is not with us today because he had to take a vacation day. You know, It happens. Some of us, we all need vacation days sometimes. So he's having himself a little vacay, little holiday, as they'd say across the pond.
Holiday.
Yeah, but
Across the pond.
as you know, we have one toast that we do without the Toastmaster General, and it is this: hold your hat glasses up high.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Alcohol is a way of life. Alcohol is my way of life, and I aim to keep it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. We aim to keep it. So,
We ain't going nowhere without it.
toast to you all.
Drink up.
Welcome on into the show. Remember to drink responsibly. grab yourself an Uber or something after the end of the show,
Call your mom.
and do not drink and drive because we are going nowhere. We're staying here, right where we're at. That's why we do the show remote, so we can sleep in our own beds.
That's right.
Right?
And
Absolutely.
just crawl over to bed, and that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good night.
You can always interact with the show by throwing some chats in.
We got a chat, but I don't know who it says. R Sharky says hi.
It says hi. Well, hello.
Hello, R Sharky.
Welcome on in, R Sharky from Twitch.
R Sharky. That's how we're going to say it.
Yep. Now on Sharky.
Sharky.
Remotely relevant.
Why is it on YouTube?
Make sure you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, at RR Show Live. That's how you get to all three of those. If you know how to type in your stuff in your browser, just do that. You can always listen to the podcast. You can listen to us. It comes out a little bit later, but you can listen to us. Just look up Remotely Relevant on your favorite podcasting platform. You should be able to find it.
It's not that hard.
No, it's not that hard at all.
We come right up. We're right there on top.
Make sure you're giving us a follow, likes, subscribes. Sharing is caring. Trying to gain as many followers as possible. That is the goal. That's always the goal at first, right?
Yeah. And our Sharky,
All right about that.
you know,
He knows. He's gonna follow us.
share us.
Yeah.
I think he
give us a
does.
follow.
Oh, is it hi again? Hi,
All right.
Sharky. I'm back, he said. She said.
We don't know.
Them?
They. It would be they right now at this point. But
Now
let's
they're
not
back.
be.
I'm back. Our Sharky is back.
Let's not get too far into that. Let's talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
If I could get the. What's going on, Claudette?
How's it going? Our Sharky says it's going good.
It's going good. We're going good.
Yeah. What's going on? Well, I got a raise at my doctor's office job. I've been there 5 years this month.
Is that your first raise?
No, he gives me $1 every year.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
$1.
So you've made $5 since you've been here. There.
Well, no, probably $4.50.
Well, he's gonna have to get rid of you here soon.
What?
You're gonna be too much for him. Next couple years, you're gonna cost too much.
Well, quit giving me $1.
Quit giving me a raise. Oh, jeez. You see where they got us? Do you see where they have us?
I do.
They have us in a position where we don't want a raise so we can keep our jobs. That's how horrible.
That's terrible, right?
How horrible things are right now. Well, that's good. Congratulations on your raise.
Thank
Hopefully, in a couple years, I'll be giving you a raise.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Eventually.
We're moving to it. We're getting there.
We're getting there. I ain't got much going on. It's my daughter's birthday.
Is it today?
I haven't done today.
Did you guys do anything?
No. Me and her sat here and chilled all day, and Rainer had another birthday party to go to, so he went to a birthday party.
Yeah, you guys already did her birthday party, didn't you?
No, it was supposed to be tomorrow, but we canceled it because she didn't realize that she scheduled it on Father's Day.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing tomorrow?
We don't know yet. It's going to be one of those random things that just whatever goes, you know?
Yeah. So we got a whole bunch of our Sharkies. And who is HD Bendham? I like your smile, dude.
Thanks. I appreciate
our
it.
Sharky says, why did you start a pod?
Yeah. So we could. Oh, that's a whole story there, man. I mean, if you want to talk about that, just so we could hang out, that pretty much is the short story, short of it all.
Yeah, that's why.
You know,
basically.
Talk about bullshit.
You like it?
Yeah. I mean, nothing much going on. I didn't do crap for like the last 2 weeks. Ever since the Minecraft movie came out, I got the Minecraft bug again.
And then Rainer has the Minecraft bug, so he wants to play Minecraft on my computer while I want to play Minecraft on my computer. So it's been that kind of
Look at you
struggle.
put your head down. Well, I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are the adult. You could just make him.
Yeah, but yeah. You know
Easier
what's
said than
more.
done.
You want to know what's more easier on my mind than playing a calming game like Minecraft? Is
What?
having my kid calm playing Minecraft where I don't have to deal with him up my ass at 24/7. So
Well, you
yeah.
need to get him his own computer then.
Well, that's semi kind of what we did. We set him up on his mom's laptop, and now he wants to play multiplayer all the time. It's okay.
All the time.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that's what's going on.
Well, that's
Mhm.
we live interesting and exciting lives, don't we?
Not really. We won't until I can't wait till this thing takes off because then we'll probably have a lot more to say.
I know,
We'll
we're
have
like,
a lot of free
I got
time to do
raised.
whatever the hell we want. You know what I'm saying? And not
Yeah,
have to
we'd
be
have-
tied
I'd be
down to like
doing
real
stuff.
jobs.
I know. Because we don't have nothing going on because all we're doing is working.
Yeah, work yourself
Working and
tired.
Sleeping and not even sleeping half the time.
That's the trap. That's the trap. They work you just hard enough to make you tired enough to not go after your ambitions.
That's right. They're just.
But here we are. Here we are.
First of all, who's them? Who's
Here
they? Who's they?
The man.
The man?
The powers, the
man.
government.
Yeah, they're
You know who they are.
gaslighting us. They
Like I have to say,
brainwashed us.
but yeah, that's basically their plan, But here we are saying F you in the face of all that and still, going after our ambition.
That's right. So F you, them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Throw them
absolutely.
up. Just throw them back. Like that song. Throw them back. Fuck you. Done.
Yep.
Done with it. Don't get me started.
All right. It is time. I think it's time to get into a new segment.
All right.
A new segment was inspired by a video you sent me, Claudette.
Nice.
And I've watched this guy a couple times, but let's get into some high IQ.
I like
High
it.
IQ. I'm getting better, aren't I?
It. That's good.
Getting a little better.
That's really good.
Yeah. Well, let's get some education in our heads.
There's a reason we didn't touch on indica, sativa, and hybrid. They're basic.
Did you know this?
We ain't trying to be basic potheads anymore, folks. We're trying to be kind of serious.
I want to know.
So let me teach you. See, most folks utilize the Lord's lettuce.
You did?
For reasons.
A little bit.
They got a particular element or desire in mind when partaking. Now, if you're going into your local establishment in hopes of fixing something or elevating your mood in a certain particular way, and the only knowledge base you're going in with is I like indica, sativa, or hybrid, you're seriously missing out.
See,
what we're going to do is we're going to talk about terpenes. Now, in scientific terms, terpenes are hydrocarbons. These are produced by plants, including the Lord's lettuce. There's a lot of them, folks. They're like 30,000. As far as the Lord's lettuce goes, there's roughly 100 or so that we know of, but this list grows daily. Now, we're going to talk about a select few to start with. There's no reason to get into all of them. We're going to talk about the primary ones that I know about and that I look for. Now, Mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Well, when it comes to the Lord's lettuce, if we got a little bit of knowledge behind us, we can know exactly what we're looking for and what we're going to get. Now, I'm going to break this list down here pretty quick. There's a good chance I'm going to misenunciate a few of these. And I'll give you a rundown of what each of these terpenes is going to help. I'm not going to tell you what strains they're found in. You can ask your local booter tender. If I start naming off strains, I'm going to get in trouble. So first off, we've got eucalyptal. It's calming. It's got some mood boosting properties to it. It also helps with pain relief and circulation. Next off, we've got Borneal. Borneal is also calming. It'll help relieve stress, and it's got some anti-anxiety properties to it. Next on the list is pinene. Pinene is going to help with your memory and creativity, and it's also got some anti-inflammatory properties to it. So it's going to help you with swelling. Next on the list, I've talked about it with some other things, with some foods, is caryophyllene. It is a mood-boosting, anti-inflammatory, and antibacterial terpene. Next on the list, we've got a terpene found in a lot of my favorite strains because it's going to help you when you're trying to fight anxiety and depression. Limonene.
He's pretty high right now.
It's got natural properties that are going to help relieve stress, help boost your mood, and like I said, it's got anti-anxiety and antidepressant properties to it. Then we've got humulene. It is an appetite suppressant. So if you've been dealing with some munchies and you're trying to lose weight,
That's what I need.
find you a strain that's got some humulene in it. It's also got some antibacterial, pain relief, and anti-inflammatory properties to it. Terpenoline is also another good one. It's very calming. It's got some anti-anxiety properties to it. And then we've got myrcene. We've talked about myrcene when it comes to mangoes. Myrcene is also found in the Lord's lettuce. Find you a strain that's got some high percentages of terpenes like myrcene in it, and it's got some natural THC amplifying properties. Also boosts your mood and helps with pain relief. This one is important when it comes to trying to do some space travel, folks. You find you a strain that's high in myrcene, it's going to get you a lot farther than one that's simply high percentage in those hippie calories, right? So if you're trying to go to the moon, ask your Buddha tender what strain specifically is going to be high in myrcene. It's going to do wonders for your evening. And last on the list, we got linalool. That one stumps me. It's very calming. It's going to help you go to sleep. And it's also got some anti-anxiety and anti-inflammatory properties to it. So, folks, here's a little bit of knowledge. That way, the next time you go into your Buddha tender, you're not asking some basic pothead questions, telling them you need some sativa. I'm a sativa guy. No. You're going to go in there, and you're going to know what terpene profile you're looking for, because it's important. If you're actually trying to fix things, or actually trying to get a specific elevation for the evening, this is going to help you a lot. Do a little research, look up the strains that have these, or just simply ask your Buddha tender, they'll know. Anywho's, if you're not following me, you should be. I'm a connoisseur of the Lord's lettuce.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I didn't know any of that.
I am smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
I'm freaking smart as hell now.
Smart as hell.
I'm not trying to be basic anymore. The problem is I don't think we could go into any store around here and they'd be like, what the hell is a terpene? I don't think we have that knowledge base here. Maybe we do. I don't know. I've never been inside one. Who knows?
You would think that they would have to, wouldn't they?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like they're just hiring anybody.
Because it was medical. Like a lot of the, like the one over here by me, Bloom, that was, they did medical marijuana.
Yeah, that's where Jess gets my stuff from.
So you'd think that they would actually have to have some kind of knowledge in that.
Yeah. No, I mean, you'd imagine, but I don't know.
I don't know. I've never heard of it before. So I was very enlightened.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard of terpenes before, but I never knew what they were or what they did or, you know.
Yeah, and I never even heard of that word.
Yeah.
His name is little. I couldn't say that word.
Yeah, I know what hydrocarbons are. I mean, I know a little bit of chemistry, not much, but, you know.
You are actually smart.
Not really.
I don't know.
I just know a little bit about a lot of things, and that makes people think you're smart, and I'm not.
No,
I know nothing.
Smart. You know everything.
I'm wise. I'm wise because I know that I know nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Wise and smart is not the same thing.
You don't
Not
give
at all.
yourself
You can be
enough credit.
smart, but be stupid when
I'm
it comes
smart.
to like certain things.
Well, yeah, everybody can.
But we're gonna take ourselves a break.
All right. Subscribe.
You know, watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. We'll go live on all three. Wherever you're at, listen to the podcast like a week later. Takes me a minute to post them because, you know, I don't know. I get so freaking drunk, it takes me a week to recover anymore.
I know.
You know?
You get old.
I don't know how I'm going to deal with it when things get bigger, but anyhow. Do not be afraid to put stuff down in the chats. Even if you're not watching us live, if you're just watching us on, you know, Facebook on a replay, go ahead and chat down. Claudette will get back to you.
Chat us up. Can I chat from here?
I said chat us down.
Oh,
I'm trying something new, okay?
Chat us down. I didn't catch that.
Right. Anyway, when we get back, we are going to get into some headlines, fun with Pop, and more. We'll catch you on the flip side. What is up? Welcome on back to Remotely Relevant, where the opinions are not relevant at all. They're only remotely relevant. I screwed that up. I was supposed to say where the topics are relevant, but the opinions aren't. Thanks for the like, Dan. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi.
Yeah, on your vacation day.
On your vacation day. What are you doing, man? You're supposed to be on vacation. You told everybody Dan is on vacation. That's why it's just the sibling duo today.
Yeah, quit showing up and making us look bad.
You know? Jeez.
Damn. Can't trust nobody.
Can't trust nobody, man.
Not
Anyhow,
not one.
We're having a good time tonight.
I trust my dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just want to make some bigots upset and say Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. Mm-hmm.
You know?
So
I'm an ally, but there's nothing that soothes my soul more than this month. And I'll tell you why.
Tell us.
Because I love to hear bigots and homophobes get all up in arms for a whole fucking month. Love it. Fucking love it. Yes. Because I love seeing them just get their panties in a bunch. And this one was exceptionally special. This one was exceptionally special because it started off with the gayest of feuds of all feuds, and that was between Trump and Elon Musk. Like, they couldn't have started off with a more gayer way to kick off Pride Month than the bromance.
The bromance
to separate. Loved it. In love with it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because what the hell do I care? I don't care what other people do.
Right. Why you can't?
Ain't to me.
I don't understand.
I do not care.
It doesn't concern nobody.
For some of the greatest people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fucking idiot. So that'll bring me to a point. So I guess, according to Megan, there's supposed to be what's going back on the ballot. I guess I don't know when, or she doesn't really know when, is gay marriage in Ohio. So when it comes up, vote yes.
Oh yeah, I'm there. I'm there on all the ballot issues.
Yeah.
Is it not legal here in Ohio?
No.
Or are they trying to take it away? It's not?
It's not legal. Mm-mm.
I thought it was legal I thought it was federally legal. Like,
I don't think so. Well, probably not, because she said here in Ohio it's coming.
Unless
coming
they're
up on the ballot.
trying to come up with a trigger law. I'd have to look that up.
I'm gonna Google. I'm Googling right now because I'm pretty sure that's what she said.
Yeah.
And she said something about putting it on there so they can't take it away.
Yes, and that's what it is.
Is that what it is?
They're trying to make a trigger law, which means if they do ban gay marriage federally, just like they did with abortion.
Okay.
We had a trigger law here in Ohio. When abortion got banned federally, it was immediately banned in Ohio, and then they put it on the ballot and we voted against it.
Okay.
And now,
that's what it was.
same thing with marijuana, which I guess now they're trying to change that. We've all voted for it, and now the Republicans are trying to change the rules.
I just want to take away everything for.
Yeah, they can't though. No, I think it's more of a tax issue. I think they're trying to tax it more. Like, it ain't more as expensive.
Yeah.
They're making it illegal to cross state lines with it, and you're not allowed to share it if you've got your own. If you grow your own plants, and they're trying to limit the number of plants you can grow. So they're not trying to get rid of it all the way.
There's already a limit on that.
There is, but they're trying to limit it more. Yeah, so if you can have 5 plants, they want to have you 2 plants or something. I don't know what the law is. I don't grow my own stuff, so.
Yeah, I don't know what the law is either, but I know there was something put in place for plants.
No, they're not going to take away it all the way. Now that it's here, there's tax revenue from it,
Yeah.
But even though a lot of people still go to Michigan for it, or New York,
New York, yeah.
Simply because it's cheaper, and we haven't gotten to the point where we decide, you know what I'm saying? Like if we made it cheaper, everyone would stay here and there'd be more tax dollars, but they don't get that.
No,
They don't want to hear
I
anyhow, is
agree.
what it is. They're trying to give up as much restriction to it as possible, is basically what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, because they can't get rid of it all the way. We voted for it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, the way things are going in this,
reason.
the way things are going in this country, they might be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, as we will get to later.
I don't understand what the hell does it matter to them for. You know.
Well, like
why
I don't know.
can't-
Dan has made the biggest point that I've ever heard anybody make about marijuana, and that's like, if you want a docile populace, what is a better drug to give them that will still keep them able to work, but docile enough to not rise up against them when tyranny comes?
That's right.
You know,
without too lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But
Oh well.
hey, that's their mistake. They don't understand.
They're stupid.
It's all about control and
Yeah. They don't
it's
think
you
of
know,
everything.
to them it's not, you know, what would the guy say, the God's lettuce or
The Lord's lettuce.
the
Hippie
Lord's lettuce?
I call
To them it's
Yeah.
to them it's not the Lord's lettuce, it's the devil's lettuce. So like
True. That's true. That's true.
that's you know,
they don't.
that's probably why he says that, to kind of turn it around on them, I would imagine.
Yep. Probably.
Which is probably a good way to go about it. I mean,
people just like being miserable. Like they want a misery loves company.
absolutely. What do you say we get to some headlines? Get something a little fun before we get into the dark stuff.
Let's do it.
Let me pull this up. Where are we at?
I'm at home. Where are you at?
I think that's where we're at. Now I'm trying to bring up the headline, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
We've been waiting for
this.
it.
This is like a couple. This is a little old, but it's not that big. I think it's still an interesting go.
Right,
Escaped zebra causes chaos on the Tennessee highway and flees into woods. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Escape zebra.
Zebra?
Zebra. They're called zebras. It's not zebra. It's zebra.
It's not? Is it really?
Go talk to Deborah. Tell her, ask if her name's Debra. Okay? All right? You can call it zebra because that's what everybody says.
Okay, I call it zebra.
But go across the pond. Zebra.
Zebra.
Anyway, let's see what this video has to say. I have not watched this. There might be a commercial that I have.
Rutherford County is still dealing with a zebra on the loose. Sheriff deputies told us Saturday the zebra was wreaking havoc on Interstate 24 near Joe B. Jackson Parkway. And now that zebra that we were told was caught is actually still on the run. Now, this is video of the zebra on Interstate 24. The family that sent us this video said they couldn't believe they actually saw a zebra on the side of the interstate. Deputies say the zebra was running on both sides of the highway, and they actually had to close the interstate as they were trying to catch it. Now, this same zebra wasn't just on the interstate. It made its way into some neighborhoods. This is video from another great viewer who sent us this, showing the zebra strolling down the street, having a ball. So hopefully we're going to update you when we learn more information about that zebra, pet zebra, when it's caught. And if you happen to see it, authorities say do not go near it. And remember, you can send us pictures and videos if you catch it at WKRN.com.
I have no idea.
Now I need to know who has a pet zebra and where do they live.
Authorities, Tennessee, Rutherford County. I'm trying to see if there's any more information in the thing. Striped equine. See, even they don't want to say zebra every 5 minutes like that guy did.
I know.
Traffic, deputies. At this point, in this story, I bet you they have no idea where it actually came from.
No.
And the guy probably figured out it was a pet or something.
A pet zebra.
A pet zebra.
Somebody's pet.
Somebody's pet zebra.
I would like to know. I'm gonna Google pet zebras.
That can't be a legal pet, do you think? I mean, there's
no.
I don't know what the laws in Tennessee are, but like I know there's laws against exotic animals across the state.
Yeah.
So that one to me might be a little bit weird. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know, but it's kind of crazy. It's just running around.
Well, what makes this? First of all, what animals make a zebra? Like to begin with,
It's
like a horse.
It's its own animal. What do you mean?
I know, but like it had to evolve from something. From donkeys that come from
from the same thing donkeys and horses evolved from.
Okay, right.
We're gonna have the evolution fight again.
And what are the other ones that are like donkeys? Well, anyway, they're bred to become like mules. So mules are bred with a donkey and something else to become a mule. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it had to be like a horse and something else. Zebra, like a horse, zebra. It's like a zebra.
Well, I mean, there's probably a lot of things, but I don't think people bred them to become zebras. Okay.
Zebras are wild animals. They are not domesticated animals. It says.
No,
it's not a good idea. They say.
No, it wanted out, and it got out. It's not a horse.
I know. I just want to know where it came from.
I know. I'm just saying
check
to that guy.
Yeah, it's not a pet. Just call it a pet randomly.
Right.
I don't know. There's too much on here. It says a runaway pet zebra has been captured in Tennessee.
Hey! Don't. Hey!
I'm not reading it.
Hey! We got more to get to here. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Got more to get to. Let's get to it. Right. Okay.
Let's get to it.
You heard about the protests in California, right?
Yeah, they had one today up by the mall.
Oh yeah, there's protests all across the country, but I'm talking about over the whole week, and supposedly it turned into riots. But we'll get into all that. But look how misleading this headline is: world's largest game of red light, green light played in California. Okay, calling the riot a game of red light, green light. Get out of here. Let's see what the video has to say.
What?
Oh, okay. It was actually red light, green light. Never mind.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are here with our amazing program, Anaheim Elementary Succeeds. We have an amazing goal for today. As part of our partnership with Sea of Fitness, we are set today not only to go big and keep moving, but we are going to attempt to break the world record of the largest green light, red light game. Students from many schools have been invited. We have families coming, special guests, but most importantly, our most special guests are students. We are expecting to see over 1,400 students today.
A lot of people think our voices are annoying.
We're excited. As you can see behind me, the buses are arriving. Our officials are here from Guinness World Records. They are clicking every student in. Families are also participating. They also get a wristband. So rooting for our team. Let's hope we get this done.
Green light.
Nope.
Red light.
God, this voice is even more annoying.
Green light.
What's blue light?
Green light.
That's red light, green light. Do you know how to play the game, Claudette? No.
Yeah.
We just broke the record.
I did it.
The current record was 1,415 people. The achievement today, 1,423
That's not by much.
making this a brand new Guinness World Records
You know what?
title achievement.
If we had some resources, we could break this record.
I have a very special award to present to Sea of Fitness and to all of you today. You are now officially amazing. Welcome to the Guinness World Records family. You are all record breakers today.
We ain't got much to go. I'll wait.
Oh, look at those big people. Anaheim Elementary. Way to go.
God,
what was the number?
damn, do I wish Dan was here right now. I really wish Dan was here right now because, come on. How awesome would it be if we put together a group of adults to take away the world record from a group of kids? Let's do it. Let's crush their dreams.
What are we gonna do? All right, let's do it. All we gotta do is get like everybody from work. I work for a factory. I just get all the people there.
Yeah, I'll get everybody from my work. One person.
One person.
Me and another dude. No, it's a joke. I don't want to take a world record from a bunch of kids, but like,
no, but
I know
we
Dan
really
would have
should
been
do a
all
world
for it.
record thing. Let's see how many. Like, what could we do? What could we do to beat the Guinness World Book of Records? There's a bunch of things you could do.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna
Nothing I would want to do.
Well,
Nothing I would want to do.
We're gonna do it.
All right, you find something, Claudette, and we'll attempt it, and we'll pull it off as some type of stunt or something. We'll make it into content some way.
Yeah, let's do that.
Some way, somehow.
There's lots of them. I don't know how many are there.
Yeah.
Records.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of cool that the kids did beat a world record, and it wasn't by much. It was by like.
That's what I was wondering with the foot.
8 people or something like that.
8 people.
It was it.
They could have beat it by one. All they needed one extra.
Yeah, that's all you need.
That's what
we're
gonna do. We're gonna just
try to beat
find
it by
a number,
one,
and we're just only beat it by one.
Beat it by one. If it's a time thing, beat it by a second.
A millisecond.
The 10th of a second. Right.
That's what we're gonna do. That's our goal.
Right.
Whatever we're gonna do. There's lots of them.
In the world, there's we got lots of problems, right? For a long time, you've heard about how the bees, man, got to save the bees, right?
It's sad.
Well, I don't think this is helping any. Truck rolls over and releases 14 million bees onto Washington Road.
Did they make it out?
I don't know. Watch the video.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
It's a lot of fucking bees.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking bees.
Oh, did they die? Anybody die?
Tractor trailer crashed on Washington Road, set an estimate 14 million bees loose near Canadian border, causing the roadway to be closed for 24 hours.
Holy cow.
The Whatcom County Sheriff's Office said the truck was carrying more than 70,000 pounds of honey beehives when it rolled over Friday on Weddy Camp Road between Loon Trail and West Badger Roads, wherever those are at. I don't know what city this is in. Washington, right? Is that what it said? It's Washington, Canada border.
Yeah,
border. The border, Washington, Canada.
Border. Zebra.
Yep. The roadway was closed for about 24 hours to allow the bees to return to their hives and locate their queens. More than 24 beekeepers assisted with rescue efforts. The goal is to save as many of these bees as possible, the sheriff's office said on social media. At this time, on-scene work is done. Hive boxes from the overturned trucks were recovered, restored, and returned to the use, officials wrote. By morning, most bees should have returned to their hives, and those responsible for their delivery will be in charge. So yeah, there you go. Beekeepers.
Well,
but here's the thing, is you got to find those queens or else that whole hive is done.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Man, she's powerful, isn't she?
And the only reason I know this is because my boss decided that it was time for him to start becoming a beekeeper. He bought himself a box and got himself a whole hive of bees.
He did. Did he get stung?
Killed him off his first time.
Why?
I think he, not on purpose, but I don't know if he killed him. But I think like something happened and they like didn't make it, and then like the queen left the hive or something. I don't know what it was, but he's gonna try again. He got some honey out of it, but.
Well, how long did he have the hive before he?
I don't know. I'm not even sure if I'm 100% correct on the story. I don't know if maybe like something happened to it or not.
I don't know. I'd be scared. Stung all the time.
Well, you got a suit and everything. Like the whole.
Still getting stung. I don't care.
And then you have the smoker that keeps them away from you and all that kind of stuff.
True, but still, when you're working with that many bees, it's inevitable for you to get stung. You're going to get stung. Probably beekeepers now probably are so used to it
Yeah, it's just like,
You know what I mean?
little prick.
Right. It's like, right. They're so used to it. They're immune
That
to
shit
it or
hurts,
whatever.
man. That hurts
Man,
me,
that
and I
shit
swell
hurts.
up. Do you swell
Do
up?
you?
Like, just around the spot. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
around
like
the spot. I do. It's like an allergic.
it's not like
a little bit of
allergic reaction. It's the normal allergic reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it itches.
Everyone
really
has
bad
allergic
after.
reaction to it, but yeah,
It's just so bad.
it's a
I stepped in
histamine.
a grounds bee's nest one time, cutting the grass in flip flops. It was so bad. I said, first of all, I quit cutting the grass in flip flops. That's my first lesson there.
Right.
But that was bad. Long time ago.
Right.
My first reaction was run to the bathtub and put water on it.
Yeah, I don't know
if
how
it
much
helps.
that would help.
I don't know, but I look like a crazy person because I remember I was. If anybody was watching me out their window or something, they'd be, what is she doing? Like flip flops, so I kicked down the street. They went all flying down the street, running into the house.
I'll tell you what.
It was so awful.
I'll tell you what radicalized me against bees, and that's the movie My Girl.
Oh yeah, I like that movie. That's
Yeah,
a good
you
movie.
know, it was so sad. The kid had an allergy,
sad.
got stung trying to get that ring back, and like F you bees,
fuck you bees, but we need them.
And then now,
we do need
now
them.
it turns out we absolutely have to have them, or else society crumbles. Food doesn't get pollinated.
That's crazy
Nobody
to me.
eats. You know what I'm saying? Like how
one little
important
bee.
they are.
I know. It's crazy to me. I didn't realize how important they were.
Yeah, that's why they had all those. That's why they had all those beekeepers out there helping with the bees on the freaking highway, man.
Yeah,
they're that important.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, well, we've been saying that for a while now, but before that, I didn't realize that how important they really were. I don't know. I saved a bee from drowning.
That's good. There you go. You
I
did
thought
your
it was
part.
drowning. I did, and I ran.
You did your part. I saw an article years ago, maybe a couple years ago, about how scientists were trying to create robotic bees to be able to pollinate, the food if anything happens to the bees. And the best comment on there was something, I'm obviously going to paraphrase, I'm coming from memory, but it was something along the lines of, okay, let's spend billions of dollars trying to make robotic bees instead of spending billions of dollars and try to save the actual bees.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
that makes
get
no
out of
sense.
here. It makes no sense at all.
No. That's that
The
person.
technology we have now, I bet you if they went extinct and fucking humanity was on collapse, they'd be cloning bees.
Hell yeah.
As soon as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah. But anyhow,
crazy. How are you gonna?
there is an
how is
update.
a robotic bee gonna do what an actual bee does? I don't understand their thought process there.
Well, it would just take pollen from flowers and pollinate the plants that need. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Still, it's never. I don't know. I don't think. I
Like,
still think
I
we're gonna collapse.
we're still collapsing.
Still collapsing.
Robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to depend on
robots.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Good luck with that. Anyhow, we do have an update.
All right.
I wish I had like some type of update bumper, but we do have an update, which you almost screwed up for me. But here we go.
About the zebra.
Tennessee escaped zebra found and transported by helicopter. Zebra, my bad. And here we go.
Oh.
There's a zebra in a bag.
Zebra in a bag.
Just burning. Yes, it's for real. Look at it. That thing's got to get busy, man. Could you imagine the story he's going to tell his buddies? I was flying, man. I was flying.
Where's speaking of? Oh, there's his owners.
Yeah, I was flying, man. I was flying so high.
I was way up there.
So high.
I was not even.
And he was, they had to tranquilize him to probably get him into that bag or even get him at all. So he was flying high before he was actually flying high.
He probably thought he was just dreaming.
This zebra had the freaking craziest time of his life.
And he doesn't
got
even
out,
know what happened.
escaped, got to do whatever the hell he wanted for a little bit.
Taking some strolls.
Gets drugged up, takes a ride in a helicopter. I mean, come on. That sounds
up in his own bed.
Sounds like the fucking life. Yeah, right? You know?
Hey, that's great. I want to be the zebra now.
You know?
I know, I do.
You know?
I want to be that zebra. Deborah.
No. How about we get to some fun with Pop?
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Boom.
The most informative time of the show. And here we go.
Don't forget it.
Hi, I'm Jessica, Fun with Pop Culture. Today we're going to start with birthdays. Today is mine and your host, Rick's daughter's birthday. She is 4 years old. The next on our list is Boy George. He is 64 years old.
Okay.
And Yasmin Bleak, she is 57. She's a model and an actress on Baywatch. And Donald Trump.
I wonder if she likes him.
And
I liked her reaction.
President.
Yeah. By the way, she also picks all the
he has starred
pictures and everything.
Well,
this is her segment
in
portion.
Little Rascals and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. And he was the executive producer.
She did give him the most time, though.
Host of The Apprentice.
Look at it. This is a great picture.
1,000 Pound Sisters. It is a TLC show. Tammy has skin removal surgery. The June 10th episode showed her results of her skin removal surgery. The show started in January of 2020. Lizzo's getting some heat for showing off her new body, dancing in a bikini in a video. Songs you may know: Truth Hurts, About Damn Time, and Pink from the Barbie movie.
Well, she lost a lot of weight.
And
so what is
Gordon Ramsay? Ha!
I don't know. People.
He is my favorite person to watch. He is
I love
sexy. Yeah. He's in Ohio.
Yeah.
In Cuyahoga Falls.
I don't care. She can
doing a TV show on Lila's Family Restaurant. I'm not sure if this is like the undercover one or redoing the whole Hell's Kitchen or whatever it's called. But he's been spotted around Northeast Ohio. That is the news for now. See you guys next time.
And that is Fun with Pop.
Fun with Pop.
But yeah, you don't know who Lizzo is?
I don't know. I have no idea who that is. Hey, shush!
She's like a rapper. She's a really big girl. She was. And then now I think she's on. Well, she was. Here's why she's getting a lot of slack. And from what I've heard, I guess I know a little bit more about pop culture than I let off. But she's a big girl. She was a big girl, and then she was all talking about body positivity and all that kind of stuff. And she was super like, own yourself, blah 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 blah. And then now she put herself on that Ozempic or whatever, and people are calling her a hypocrite. And now she's lost a lot of weight, and she's dancing in bikinis now that she's lost weight. And that's why she's getting the slack for it. Yep, that's why.
I mean, people do way worse from dancing bikinis. What do they care what she does for? Because she's in the spotlight. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, people care about. Yeah, they want to bitch about other people's lives because they can't do anything about their own most times.
Well, they can. They're too lazy to do it. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I don't know what dog that is. I want to say it's the little one.
Yeah.
If I don't know who it is, it's Mitzi because she doesn't normally bark. I don't know. It's not any of the other ones. So
I'm pretty sure it sounds like Apollo's bark, so I'm going to say it's Charlie.
You think so?
Yeah,
maybe.
I guess.
It could be. He doesn't bark all that often. But not like that anyway. And you know what? It could be Charlie. He
Apollo
does
barks
bark
all the time.
Really? He doesn't bark hardly ever. Hardly
Apollo,
ever.
he's always playing with the cats.
Yeah.
Like, if this is the cat's head, this is his mouth. Like, he play like their whole head is in his mouth.
It is Charlie.
And they just stay there, laying down, doing whatever. Like, fuck, man.
I know they're so cute though. I mean, isn't he a cutie? He's
Yeah.
so cute. They're so cute. And
that's what it is.
And he barely it was Charlie. I never heard him bark like that. That's why I was like, I don't know who's barking.
Yeah.
Figure out who it was. I never heard him bark.
Sounded exactly like his brother.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you barking about up there?
So what do you think? We take a break, then when we come back, we get to some AITA?
Yeah, I'm gonna see what songs barking.
Why is it on YouTube?
Right.
Watch on YouTube.
Make sure you are smashing that like button, giving us a follow, likes, sharing is caring. You should be watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch at RR Show Live. RRSHOWLIVE. That's how you get to all three of our socials. You can also check us out on our podcast. You know, just type in remotely relevant into your search bar on wherever you listen to podcasts and listen to us here. Listen to these voices. Probably better than watching these faces.
You won't regret it.
No, you won't.
I'd rather listen to us too. I listen to us all the time.
Right. You could always get yourself some Dubby. Go to dubby.gg. Get yourself some energy drinks. Use promo code REMOTE, REMOTE. Get yourself 10% off your order. And that's how we do it. But yes, we are definitely trying to. Yeah, it does. We're trying to gain as many followers as possible, so please do that for us. And
do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Please.
We appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the flip side. We will be back in a little bit. Get to some AITA. Actually, we're going to do the main topic, and then we'll get into some AITA. We'll do some AITA later after that. Let's get into the main stuff. Let's get all the stuff out.
Let's get into the meat.
Do it. Let's
do it.
Do it. Catch you on the flip side. Let's do it.
The song continues. I see he pulls over a pickup truck of a Virginia man who voted for Trump. Machine guns out, maybe fanboy time. Oh no, I don't think they're here for the vibes. They surrounded him fully armed and said, open the window, give me the keys, and turn off the car. And he said, I don't think I can do it in that exact order. Then they said the name of another man. We're here to detain and deport him. Get him, boys. Jensen Machado said, that's not me. I'm a U.S. citizen with a real ID. They said, keep your hands up, we don't care to see. Now get out of the car. And they put him in cuffs. And he loves this country. He voted this president. He's a U.S. citizen, guilty of being Hispanic.
So
we're really cleaning up, boys. We're really cleaning up.
We're really cleaning up,
boys. We're really cleaning up. Pretty soon it'll all just people that not only think but also look like us.
Got the littles.
Little, preview into what we're about to talk about here in a second. But welcome back to Remotely Relevant.
Okay.
I am your host, Rick.
Friends with me.
Got my sister Claudette with us. We got a couple of puppies in her lap. There's more than that in that house, just so everybody knows. There's more than them too. Okay.
I caught one. There's three, actually.
Three. Yeah, there is. I see it. I see her. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's crazy. She sees.
And those are the small ones.
I call them the littles.
Those are the small ones. It's okay. It's okay. When you add it all up, I probably have more pets than you.
What's one more? I said.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's what you'll say next time too.
I know.
That's what you'll say next time too, for sure. For absolutely sure.
You need to just be down here with me. She's seeing something. I don't know what she sees. She's looking in the air and sees stuff on the ground. She sees stuff. I don't see nothing. None of the other dogs see anything. She's going crazy or she's just getting old. Look at her. Can you see her?
No.
Look at her. See her?
Oh, yeah.
She's literally, I don't know what she's looking at. There's nothing over there.
Anything. Just chilling, man. That's all, Just doing her thing.
All right, go ahead,
making sure nothing. It could have been a fly on the wall, and you never know.
I mean, she's always doing that though, so I don't know what it is.
Our one
just been around being kept in the dark her whole life. Who knows?
Our one cat, Thor, chases after every light beam he sees. Like ever since we introduced the laser, how you play with cats.
Mm-hmm.
Like a car at nighttime, in the middle of the night, a car will pass the street, and you know how lights will come in through your curtains?
Yeah.
It'll come through the curtain, go onto the wall, and he'll jump on all of us and jump up onto the wall and try and get it. In the middle of the night, 3:00 in the morning, 2:00 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is after whatever. I have, my vape. My
obsessed.
Vape. It'll like, you move it in certain ways, and it'll reflect light onto the wall.
Mm-hmm.
All up on the wall and shit.
He's obsessed.
He is. He saw that laser that one time, and things are out to get him. He's paranoid for the rest of his life.
I know.
And he's the only one like that. He's got a brother, same exact,
Loki, right?
actual brother.
Yeah.
Loki. Yeah. And he doesn't do that shit at all. So,
he doesn't care. Weird. It's in his head. His brain is wired some different way. And paranoid him. He's all paranoid. Oh, well, he likes it. Maybe he just likes it. Maybe he's not paranoid. Maybe he just, brings out an animal in him. A cat animal. I got the other two whining up there. But...
Right. Well.
You hear
her? Yeah, I absolutely do.
Elsa. She's bad. Sorry.
We got Twisted Sister here wondering where Dano is.
Twisted Sister.
I don't know. Someone on YouTube.
Evening, folks. Where's
Dano? Is probably someone who knows Dan. But Dano is on vacation. He took a vacation day. So he's still getting paid just as much as we are. Even though he's not here tonight. That's how we do it around here.
It's on vacay.
In fact, I'm going to give him an extra 10%.
What?
Yeah.
So if I take vacation, I get a 10%?
Sure. Why not? 10% of nothing is still nothing.
All right, never mind. I don't want it. I don't want 10% now.
Sorry to do math on you. But yeah.
You had to go figure out the math, so.
Yeah, I already had that figured out. So.
What are you doing?
I got a cat in front of there. There he goes. These cats like to hop on top of my computer and just chill.
And what? Do they just sit there and watch you?
No. They sit there and do whatever they want. They just chill. All of them, like every single one of them will be up there at some point. Sometimes they fight over it. It's like King of the Hill.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
They love that space. It's a little spot, you know. Come here, Char.
Well, how about
let's do it.
We like, all right, how about we get into what, we actually absolutely have to get into it. And I hate to turn this show into like a political show, which is what we've been doing pretty much for the last couple months. It's like, but the problem is when you see a problem, you have to point it out, right? I mean, and that's,
it should.
And as I've said, we will do and always do, and we will always speak truth to power, no matter who's in power, no matter who we prefer to be in power. We're always going to, we're going to try and always be that voice. And when it comes to talking about politics, I always try to preface it all by saying that we believe that in this day and age, there's no way of knowing what's absolutely true unless you absolutely witness it for yourself. And then even then, you might even want to question yourself. But so we live in this duality of truth, really. I mean, where one side's truth and the other side's truth, they always mesh. Doesn't matter. There's they never agree on anything. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, you have to understand that neither side is really telling the truth. But
nobody tells the truth.
Right. But man, when you see some shit that's going on right now, and then you see how they are twisting it, and you're talking about all the people on the other side who are showing you, no, this is not how it is. Like, I think people generally you can trust. It's the politicians that, get me. And then it's the people who are duped by the politicians. It's so hard. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to be it's hard to be neutral when bad shit's going on right now. So as I'm prefacing all that shit with all this, just remember that I appreciate everyone. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. I appreciate everyone. And I do think a lot of the people who have the far right ideologies are pretty twisted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that doesn't mean that I believe that every Republican is. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that I don't believe that both sides, like level-headed people on both sides, are needed to keep each side in check from what we have going on now. We lost that somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the far sides of each side being the vocal people, whereas they're really the minority. They're the vocal minority. And then you got the unvocal majority who just aren't fucking talking shit because it's the extremes that get all the fucking likes and all, you know what I'm saying? There's like, if we were to do this shit right, it would be boring as fuck. And that's why I think we're at where we're at, because everybody wants entertainment, and they've come to politics for entertainment, and it's not supposed to be entertaining at all. We're talking about people's lives. So let's just get into the main. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so I ran across this video online about garbage. We got a lot of garbage going on, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's the perfect metaphor for the ideologies that you find in the political spectrum here in America. And every time I watch this video, I see something else that's more nuanced with it. And this video is almost genius to me. So here we go.
All right. I'm sorry.
There is a lot of trash on this island, and since most of us agree that this is a problem, we should outlaw littering and punish people that do it. There is still a lot of trash on this island. Punishment doesn't really work unless you give people a way to get rid of their garbage in the first place. We need to fund a Department of Sanitation to collect people's trash. Guys, all that we have done is pushed the trash into lower income communities and created sanitation jobs that pay less than livable wages. I tend to see things as direct cause and effect, and since I'm getting rid of my trash responsibly and those things don't really impact me, that's a separate problem that I'm not really responsible for. I understand that my responsibility sometimes can be indirect. So if my garbage is just being pushed into another neighborhood, that's bad. We need to look at the bigger picture. What is it about our society that is causing us to create so much trash, and how do we address the root cause? Predatory business practices, dishonest marketing around recycling, planned obsolescence. These are things that trap people in a cycle of rampant consumption. We need to change the whole system from within so we can stop producing so much trash. What we need is to tear the whole system down and start a new society. While you guys were all arguing, I just started paying the other islands to take our trash for us. You're just kicking the problem further down the road again, right? I mean, those communities are further away and we have our own things to deal with here. Plus, those people don't really look like me. Who cares if they look like you? They're humans with rich histories and cultures that we're infecting with consumerism. Speaking of rich cultures, have you all heard how supreme our heritage is? Well, you guys were all arguing. I also found out that the other islands have natural resources that they've agreed to start sending to us. Why would they agree to that? Well, we're lifting them out of poverty. And we get newer, shinier shit, so everyone wins. Hey guys, what are the other islands attacked us? We're destroying their islands. I understand why they'd be mad. We need to retaliate so hard it lets every other island know attacking us would be a huge mistake. Every country has the right to defend itself. We need to work with the other islands to find ways to lift all the islands up and stop making so much trash. If they're so unhappy, they just need to take responsibility for their own decisions, work harder, move to a better island. Your response hurt a lot of innocent people and children. At least we're safe. I don't know if we are. I think you really pissed off a lot of the other islands. Okay, well then in that case, we probably need to take some of the money away that we spend on trash and spend it on defense. A lot of people are getting sick. Trash cancer rates are through the roof. A 3-year-old from my church got it. Very sad. My wife had it. She can't even work now, and the treatments are costing us a fortune. Listen, I hate that this is what it took, but I am glad that you can finally recognize we do need to start studying trash cancer and making sure that people have access to treatments. Whoa, no, I never said that. I'm not paying for other people's problems. You ignoring the problem created this situation. Again, I see things as direct cause and effect. Their sickness is not my responsibility. They need to get trash cancer insurance. The whole system is broken. We can't get what we need unless we tear it down and start over. I agree, but I don't know how we do that without hurting more people. It's slow and it's less than ideal, but I really think that we can change the system from within if people would just start fucking listening to me. We need to have a revolution. I can't afford to live. You don't have the right to someone else's labor. Why are these other islands so evil? They're not evil. We are. That's why we all need to be working together. We're special. Whoa, guys, these are easy problems. I can fix this. Look at everything we've accomplished. We are special, and we don't need to feel guilty for being special. These radicals, though, they care more about the other islands than you. And that is your problem. If you elect me, I'll keep you safe, I'll give you a good life, and I'll take care of your problems. But you're gonna have to trust me. No. There's a lot of trash, right? Yeah, so much. Do we finally understand how to fix this once and for all? Yeah. We need a subscription-based garbage removal system. For fuck's sake, I don't even care anymore.
That was good.
Okay, now, if you're listening to the podcast, you absolutely have to go to one of our pages, our show live. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and rewatch that because there's like a conversation between four people and they're like conservative, progressive, leftist, libertarian, fascist. Then I didn't want to talk over the whole thing. So like you have to really watch that. It is a kind of genius summary of how we got to where we are by using just trash. Not you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't, it's not trash that is our problem, that they say is our problem, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, you really have to go and watch that. But I have a video here that kind of just roots out the problem and kind of goes straight to exactly how we got here as well. Another reason.
You know what's a wild thing to think about when you say it out loud?
That rich people have actually convinced poor people that immigrants are causing all their problems. So you think the reason you have so much less of the money is because of other poor people that have even less of the money than you? You don't think that maybe rich people, the people with all the money, might have something to do with you having much less of the money? And we all know the cost of living has been going up dramatically in most of the world in recent years. But you know what's also going up dramatically is the net worth of the very, very wealthiest people in the world. So basically all the normal working people are getting much less rich, but at exactly the same time, a handful of super, super wealthy people are getting much, much more rich. And we don't think there's any connection there. I mean, take the American economy, right? You have the largest, most valuable stock market in the world. In fact, your market is worth as much as the rest of the world's combined. But you also have the largest debt in the world. Look at that. You've got a strong economy and a weak economy simultaneously. I guess the question is, strong for who? And also weak for who? Now, I'm not an economist, but here's something I see. Firstly, these people's net worth is made of this, right? They own lots of shares in giant multinational, multi-billion-dollar corporations that monopolize not only your economy, but the world economy. Those giant multinational corporations don't really contribute their fair share to the economy in lots of different ways. Firstly, they avoid paying their fair share in taxes by disguising growth as loss. Basically, when you make profit, you have to pay taxes, but if you invest your revenue into aggressive expansion, then that revenue is technically no longer profit, but it does increase your market share, which increases your share price. If you're one of the people that owns all of the shares, then that technically not profitable business practice is actually a very profitable business practice, but the shares are unrealized gains, so again, no taxes. Now that aggressive expansion is also largely funded by not paying their employees a salary that represents the value of their labor relative to the economy. When the cost of living is going up, it means the prices of all these products are going up, and if the salary of the people making all these products isn't also going up, that just means these companies are pocketing a larger share of that money. Now, if more of the money were going into the hands of the people, those people would be generating more tax revenue for the government to use to pay back the debt. But when the economy is set up in a way that funnels all the money into a corporate sinkhole that never returns the value, then the government has to keep adding more money in order to keep that economy running, which it keeps funneling into the sinkhole, so it has to keep adding more money, which makes it particularly cute when a corporate billionaire shows up to fix the debt problem. Sweetie, you are the debt problem.
So yeah, I mean, when you look at that like graph behind them, it was all those companies in like a circle. You know what I'm saying? If I've seen that graph before, if you ever look at that graph, it's like 10 companies or whatever, and however many in the middle. You know what I'm saying? That own all of these other companies.
Right.
Right. So when you think of that, that's bad all in by itself. You know what I'm saying? That these, let's just say 10 companies, there's probably a little bit more than that, but they own all the products that we buy. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you actually look at who owns the stock to all those 10 companies, it's like 3 investment companies, BlackRock, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And then those 3 companies are all owned by like one company. So when you think about it, everything's been monopolized in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not one company, which are considered people if you are talking about Citizens United, which I think we should have repealed a long time ago. But anyhow,
Like, it's all been monopolized through the stock market. Like, everything's owned by basically one firm.
Right. That's what. That's
One,
what I was
2,
getting at.
3 firms, something like that. When it comes down to it all, and they all actually, when I believe the way it was explained is though the 3 firms that own everything are all only own stock in each other. So it's those 3 firms own stock in each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's all basically one big huge firm. So
We're just going in
and that's where we're at. Is the poor have gotten poorer, and the rich have gotten richer, and they've convinced a lot of people that immigrants.
Because of the immigrants. They have nothing to do with nothing.
And but here's the thing: is the whole immigrants have taken. Yeah, well, the whole immigrants have taken your jobs was back in the day, and now it's criminal. Now they're talking about criminal immigrants. Immigrants are criminals. Like, not like they say all of them are criminals. Like, we got to get the criminals out.
Why are they all criminals? Just because they're here?
Well, because they crossed the border illegally. And that makes you a criminal because you're illegal. Let alone nobody talks about how it's not a criminal offense. It's a civil offense. And the act of crossing the border is actually a misdemeanor. So it's not that big of a crime. It's no bigger than jaywalking across the street in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Are some people violent? Yes. We talk about this all the time. In any group of people, there are bad and good people. Doesn't matter. You go to work. You go to work. I mean, there's only 2 people at my work, but you go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is going to be 1 or 2 bad people within that whole group of people who work at your company, and that's a lot of people, I would imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, in whatever group you're in, there are bad people. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And you can hang on the crime of one immigrant, and you can talk about how they murdered someone over and over and over again, and ignore the fact that Americans kill people too. You can do that all you want, and you can hang high on that laurel all you fucking want. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is that some of the stuff you're going to see here tonight is not deserved. This is not the way America is supposed to work.
It's not deserved,
not
for
at
sure.
fucking all. So let's get to the next one. Where are we at? Man, they don't order like, I can't reorder these. Where am I at? Okay. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, this one. It was this one. There we go. Sorry for the delay there, guys. Let's do it.
I feel at this point everyone's probably pretty aware about what's happening in Los Angeles with the ICE raids, with the protests that are happening. And as is inevitable, with that going on, you have some people who are making posts or videos saying things like this.
All the little would-be revolutionaries out there trying to fight the feds and protests in LA today. Yes, there's hundreds of you, possibly even thousands, but what you're forgetting is there's tens of millions of us that voted for exactly this.
This is exactly what we voted for, complete with standard issue Karen Cutt. And she's not the only one saying this. To be clear, she's just the example I'm using. So, in response to her and anyone who feels this way, I want to play 2 little video clips really quickly. Here is the first one.
Proceso. Sin embargo, está acompañada por el niño.
That is a woman being detained in front of her child, crying and hysterical because she's going to be separated from her child, and her child is forced to have to try and comfort her. Mention, witness, all of that. That's the first clip. Let me play you the second one. for those who no habla español and didn't understand what she is saying, she kept saying, my son is in school, my son is in school. Because she dropped her son off at school, and now she's worried about who's going to get him. Who's going to pick up my son from school? She's picturing her child standing in the car line, everyone else gone, teachers huddled around him trying to reach her and her not answering, and them trying to figure out what they're supposed to do with this kid. Not to mention her son standing there wondering where his mother is. And the thing that both of those clips have in common is that both of those women got picked up at immigration court. You know, doing it the legal way. That thing that so many of you say, we just want you to do it the legal way. They were trying to. They were given a court date. They showed up for it. And then they're just being kicked out and separated from their children. Now, if you can watch those two clips and still say, this is what I voted for, cool, but you are not a patriot.
Nope.
Don't call yourself an American. What you are is a shitty person who wrongfully believes the only way that you can have more is if others have less. And if you were saying like, hey, those billionaires should have less, so I should have more, that's kind of not a problem. But you targeting those who have the least as your way of getting more is shitty. It's not shitty to say you want a safe border. It's not shitty to say you had a problem with how Biden handled the border. I know people on the left who had a problem with that. That is not what's shitty. But if you can look at this far swing to the other direction and be okay with it just because it accomplishes some things that you want, you're not a good person.
That's sad.
This shit pisses me off. Okay?
It pisses me off. It makes me want to cry, actually.
Yes, obviously it's sad. It's very fucking sad. And that's not even the only story. There's stories about how they're going to kindergarten graduations and trying to pick up parents. They're going out into the fields of they're trying to go out into the fields of farmers and take them. They've been taking them. And here's the thing. You want to sell me
set an example or what? I don't get it. They're not accomplishing anything.
No, it's simple. It's the whole point of it is to other someone to garner more power.
Right.
To test these checks and balances that we have and to see if they're actually real. That's what they're doing. And they're doing a wonderful job. They're winning, by the way. But this pisses me off. It should piss everyone off. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, centrist. Don't even think about politics. This shit should fucking piss you the fuck off. You want to sell me on the fact of getting rid of immigrants who are criminals and deporting them? Fine. I am fine with that. Go ahead and they don't need to be in our jails. Send them to their own countries. And if they're criminals, the point is you have to give them the due process. We have to find out and adjudicate whether they are actual criminals. Otherwise, you can take anyone off the fucking street and send them anywhere. Right. Because due process or no due process for one is no due process for none.
For all, yep.
For all, yeah. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. This shit, I'm heated right now because this is fucking the shit like I've been fucking talking about for fucking years, and it's fucking happening right in front of our eyes. And not half the country, a good portion of people are cheering it the fuck on, and you fucking. You sicken me.
Piece of shit.
You know what I'm saying?
They're a piece of shit.
Like,
yeah, it's sickening. It's sickening.
Like, first off, there's nothing. Like, I understand that you feel that someone crossed an arbitrary line and created some huge crime by doing that. I understand that. Whatever. That's your opinion. That is what it is. But these people, the people you saw in those videos, were not criminals. They were mothers. They were mothers to children trying to fucking do it the right fucking way, like you fucking said the whole fucking time. You set them
up. You pretty much set them up.
No, you sat there waiting for them, and you're just who knows where they're fucking going. I don't know. I'm fucking.
And then they're
like
it's a setup. That's
like, and you're wondering,
here's
and here's the thing.
Show up, and we're gonna fucking detain
Here's the thing, and it's working beautifully because. This is where it gets us is now it gets people in the streets. People have been in the streets for weeks in LA because it was the kindergarten thing, but I'm not quite sure. Like don't take my word for any of this. And honestly, like as I want to preface whenever we talk about politics stuff, is all this stuff we're watching is leaning to one ideology or another. So take that with a grain of salt. Believe what you want to believe. But when you see that shit that we just fucking saw, that was real. That wasn't fucking something just made up. You know what I'm saying? Those people were not criminals. You know they weren't criminals. And now they don't care. They don't care. It's just now that you've crossed that line and created a misdemeanor. All right. You know, now that you've created the lowest crime that you can fucking possibly do as a U.S. citizen, basically, you are a criminal and you should be deported. It's not whether or not you've actually you've murdered someone, or, you know what I'm saying, spread fentanyl across the fucking country. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
exactly.
Or fucking whatever.
Or anything like anything that's worth, being.
Yeah. So now you have protests, and they've been going on all week, but the biggest stuff happened in like last weekend in LA. And you see all the pictures on the news of cars caught on fire, and that shit fucking happens. And like, you got to sit there, and a lot of people are going to take that as if it was a riot. And maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I wasn't there. I can't tell you whether it was or not. I'm going to be the most honest person when it comes to fucking talking about politics. I don't know if any of the stuff that I believe is true. All right. So there's just stuff you see that pisses you the fuck off. But we are in this place where we have protests going on. And as you saw with any protest, like, you always have the bad actors come out. And I'm not going to say they're what ideology these bad actors have. They might be right, they might be left, they might be centrist, they might just be people who are fucking anarchists and want to fucking create chaos. But no matter what, it seems like no matter what, they're always going to be able to frame peaceful protest as a riot. No matter what. And that's the plan. Because he wants to, they want to be able to enact martial law. And once you do that, there's no going back with a guy who has authoritarian desires. Like, you're never getting that back. They're deploying military in the streets, which is illegal. You're not allowed to use the military on our land. That's a defensive force that you're supposed to only use outside of our land. And he's enacted the freaking National Guard without fucking the governor's consent, and he's just taking away the power of state. It's all about states' rights. California is one of the biggest freaking. California could leave us and be its own country right now, and would be fucking fine without us. They have their problems. There's a lot of homeless. Don't get me wrong. That I'm not saying California is perfect. It's not. But here I have someone who's actually in California right now to tell you a little bit of what's going on in his opinion.
I live in LA County, and the propaganda being fed to you by conservative media is not the reality of the situation down here. If any of you are Star Wars fans and or season 2, the Empire's Gorman strategy, that's what's happening. Typically, people do not come out and protest en masse to protect people that they feel they need to be liberated from. Right. What we're seeing is not liberation. It's the systemic erosion of constitutional protection under the guise of public safety. When enforcement becomes indistinguishable from oppression, when due process is treated as an obstacle instead of a right, we've crossed a line that our history books have warned us about. Yep. History shows us that authoritarian overreach rarely announces itself as tyranny. It comes wrapped in the language of necessity, of protection, of temporary measures that somehow never end up expiring. The playbook is always the same. Create fear, bypass normal channels, and then normalize what was previously unthinkable. The question isn't whether these actions are legal under some stretched interpretation of emergency powers. It's whether they're compatible with the republic we claim to defend. When we allow constitutional rights to be suspended for some, we forfeit them for all. The moment we accept that rights are conditional, they cease to be rights and become privileges that can be revoked at will.
I'm I'm happy that there's creators out there that are able to say what I want to say without fumbling through it all drunkenly. You know, sometimes I find it hard to find the words, and sometimes when shit like this pisses you the fuck off, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is all I like we talked about this last week. This is a continuation, basically, of last week's main topic. Or last episode's main topic.
Last two weeks ago.
By weeks.
By weeks, thank you.
By
what it was. By weeks.
Anyhow. Yeah. But anyhow, like, this is where we're at. Like, we sounded the alarm last episode, and here we are.
Yep, here we are. Now what?
It's been going on. And when you look at the riot that happened on in LA, you have to understand like exactly how the violence started. And like I said,
it wasn't the rioters, I bet.
I don't want to be I don't want to be like biased on this, because like, really, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been anyone, it could have been anything. But when you see what the fuck's going on here, hold on, I gotta grab the video. When you see what's going on, it's kind of hard to really think of it any other way. And let's just play.
It's so crazy living in a time where we can stream war live. War against our own people or other countries, and they can't gaslight us about it anymore. People were gathering and waving flags until these guys showed up, and they just couldn't help themselves. A little trigger happy, are they? And then the horses showed up, and watch what happens. Look what happens to this woman. They shot her. And so she's down on the ground, and then they run her over with
rubber
the horse.
bullets. So
no one even stops to care. And then what happened to this guy?
It's still not
This
right.
one makes me sick to my stomach. But one of the key indicators of fascism is that they control the media, and they certainly do. Look at what ABC is doing. They're capitulating right now to Donald Trump. You're not going to see the full story, but we're watching it live, and you can't gaslight all of us. The one or two clips they have of some agitators throwing rocks at a couple of vehicles is nothing compared to what is actually going on in the many, many videos like this where you can see the real agitators. You can see who's hunting down people and just ready to shoot at them. They're the ones that made it a riot.
And they've taken out freaking reporters too. There was a reporter, you could see it. She's reporting, and the guy in the background, boom, rubber bullet takes her, I don't know, hits her in the leg or something. She falls to the ground. Like,
Jesus.
Like,
it's crazy.
When they're masked and taking out reporters, you know they ain't the good guys.
No.
They're not the good. They're emboldened freaking fascists is what's going on. It's happening.
It's happening. Yep, it's happening. And
all we can do is shine light upon it. Like,
yeah,
and
true.
Be at this point, it's time to be what the title of this episode says: being ungovernable. It's time to be ungovernable. It's time to find ways.
Unite, honestly. It's time to get together.
Yeah.
And fight.
Oh, like
stop just going along with everybody. God. There's I can't even form words in my head right now. It pisses me off.
I know. Yeah, it's hard to watch some of this stuff, and yeah, I'm not showing. I guarantee you, if we had people watching us and there was conservative out there watching us, they'd be like, "Well, you're not showing any of the cars on fire and all the stuff that they've done here and there and there and that and that and this and that and that." And you want to know what? I don't care.
Right.
I mean, I don't want people to destroy property. I really don't. No. We should never get to that. But honestly, like when it comes to, you know, talking truth to power, sometimes it takes a little bit of hey, this is what, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you got people shooting you in the streets. Like, what do you expect to happen? Everybody has the right to defend themselves, right? Just like every country has the right to defend themselves. Everybody has the right to defend themselves.
Right.
So it is what it is. Like,
You're gonna find you're gonna have some destruction in revolution, if
So
that's
is
what
that
you're looking for.
So I guess is that what protesting is supposed to do? Shed light on things? Because I'm wondering
No,
what.
protesting, like, honestly, okay, here's the thing. I've been watching a lot of stuff, and there's a reason why they hype up Martin Luther King so much in the history books.
Okay.
Especially when there was the opposite of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. There's same goal, different methods, right?
Right.
But they hype up Martin Luther King because he was all about peaceful protest. And you want to know what? He wasn't wrong. He's not wrong. I'm not saying he wasn't wrong. I'm saying that only nowadays only lasts so far, especially when in his time, okay, think about it. His fight was about race. So everyone on his side was his race, right? His color. It's not like you could have nowadays where everyone's mixed in this fight against what we're against. You can have anybody come in and start throwing rocks, throwing fire bombs, and then that person, all of a sudden, that one person may not be on your side. He's just starting the violence. And now everybody's violent because that one person started violence. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't have that back in his time. Like everyone was holding hand. Like I'm not saying I know anything about all of this history. People could check me. You know what I'm saying? But when it came down to his movement and his peaceful movement, it was harder to get the agitators out there because, the agitators were white. That's my theory. It's my theory. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. You know what I'm saying?
That's supposed to do, though? You didn't answer my question.
Protest. Okay. The answer is when you're out there in the streets protesting peacefully is showing a message that we are more than you. Get what I'm saying? Like, okay, there's more of us than there are you.
Okay.
If you keep this going, it's not going to go good for you. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Ideally,
that makes sense.
Ideally, the biggest form of peaceful protest is a general strike. Everybody stop working. It's hard to do because nobody has the money to do that. They've kept us poor. They've kept us too poor to be able to do that. They've already solved that problem for themselves. But if we decided we didn't care about that anymore and we decided we wanted to work as a community and we'd help each other feed each other through this problem,
Community,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then maybe a general strike would be able to work.
Then that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Then, right?
Everyone stops working. Everyone. It wouldn't be everyone. It would be, in my opinion, if you could get the 2/3 people who aren't MAGA. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. 90% of those people out there on a general strike, 2 days, 3 days. You can't stop working. I mean, think about what happened with COVID.
True.
People working. People had to work through a pandemic.
Yeah.
Whether you feel it's real or not, people had to continue to keep working because society needed them to keep working. Imagine if those people stopped working.
Yeah.
And
I don't even think it would take 2 days.
Right? I'm just saying, like at most a week.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure the fucking government would try to starve us out. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, they would try to. Okay, we're gonna.
They got all the money. They got all the rich people. They got all the fucking money. Yeah.
Yeah,
but when we're not making money for them anymore, shit, fuck. I mean, that's how on a small scale, that's how fucking the people work against the corporation. That's why they're trying to fucking
that's right. That's
bust
true.
Unions.
Yeah.
That's why they're trying to
That's why
bust
they go on
unions.
strike,
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
So I mean,
so that's the answer. Then that's what we got to do. We got to go on strike. Is the answer? Nobody.
Well, I mean,
I hate to say that, but
protest at the moment is where we should be at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when you look at some of the stuff that's happening,
I think what were they called? The New Kings. Is that what it's called? New Kings protests.
It was the New King or No King.
No Kings. That's it. Yeah.
No Kings rally. I mean, that's what this whole weekend was supposedly about.
That was
Yeah.
they were. I didn't see them, but the whole
I'll
mall
show you.
parking lot was
I'll
full.
pull up a video. I didn't get time to actually pull the video and edit it or whatever, but I found one today that I kind of sent myself, and I might be able to pull it up here in a minute. But let me get through this one here that we were talking about, kind of leading into exactly what we're talking about protests when it comes to protesting.
There's a right and a wrong way to protest. Okay, well, can we burn the flag? No, you can't disrespect the flag. Can we wave another flag? No, you can't wave another flag.
See, this is exactly why an authoritarian cannot be in charge of making the rules within which rebellion against their authority is allowed to happen. They will always make rules that determine any effective rebellion to be illegal, and therefore any legal rebellion to be meaningless. This way they can keep talking about supporting freedom of expression and right to protest while simultaneously removing any kind of effective resistance against their authority. Kind of what authoritarians do, right? That's why we call them authoritarians. And I think this is also why there's so much emphasis on venerating and idealizing one particular type of revolutionary in culture and entertainment and education. Although their rebellion was extremely admirable and effective within the context that it existed and against the systems of oppression it was standing up against, it's important for people today to remember that since then, the systems of oppression have evolved, which also means they've adapted specifically to know how to deal with and effectively nullify traditional forms of rebellion and protest. Which is why modern day protests usually amount to little more than a bunch of people getting together to take their signs for a walk. I'm not advocating for anything specific here. I'm simply saying that if systems of oppression can change and evolve and adapt, then forms of rebellion can change and evolve and adapt as well. In 2025, we have so much tech and so many resources available at our fingertips. I think it's time for people to start getting more creative about being ungovernable.
Being ungovernable.
Ungovernable.
That's what I've themed this whole episode about. It's time to find a way to do that, and that if that means just sticking it to the man the smallest way you can. Like if they come up with some stupid law, just break it. Like I don't know. Like for an example, if they decide to outlaw marijuana, keep smoking.
Keep smoking.
I'm talking about in the state you live in. It's obviously still outlawed federally, but I'm talking about the state you're living in. Like just keep smoking.
Okay.
Like whatever small thing you can do to stick it to the fucking man,
do it.
Do it. Because what many people are failing to see anymore is that the government's the government. It's always going to be the people versus the government, not Republican versus Democrat. They put you into teams, man. They put you into a team.
They divide and conquer is what they're doing.
They want you on a team so you can start hating me because I feel immigrants' mothers shouldn't be detained and should be able to let their kids fucking know that they're going to have their mother home when they get home from school. I'm sorry I feel like that. I'm sorry I'm such a horrible fucking person.
You're awful.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, what I'm saying is you're on the wrong team. You're on the team of the government at that point.
Yep.
You're not on my team. You're on the team
you're
of
not
the
on
people.
team people.
You're not on team people. It's always been people versus the government. We need to direct the government because they work for us.
Yes. People forget
They're
that.
supposed to work for us. They don't anymore because they've taken control of it. The rich people have taken control of it all. How we fix it all, I don't know. I've always been the progressive guy in that last video who says it's slow and it's hard, but we need to do it from within the system. And Dan's always been the leftist guy who says we need to tear down the system. It doesn't fucking work. You know what I'm saying? And man, do I teeter between those two fucking ideologies every fucking day. Like capitalism works, but it doesn't work when it's unchecked, man. And right now it's run rampant. It's unchecked. It's not.
It's unchecked. There are no check mark next to that.
Yeah. And when it comes down to all of it, every single piece of all of this, it really comes down to one thing. And it comes down, like I said, I love I love everyone. Like, I don't care what your ideologies are. I want you to fucking prosper. I want you to be good. I want you to be healthy. I want your family to be good. Like, I want that for everybody.
Right.
Everybody, and it's not just around us. Like you need your neighbor to be in a good position so they're not fucking trying to harm your position. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what people don't see about that.
I don't either.
And the problem is that some people do see it, and it's just conscious, willful ignorance. And this is our pal Austin will talk about it.
It's not ignorance. It's conscious, willful deception. Conservatives are weird little liars who tell obvious, easily debunkable, weird lies on a daily basis. This is because conservatism is a cult of lies, a religion where the core foundational doctrine is deception and dishonesty. In order to be a member in good standing, you have to lie. You cannot meaningfully participate while telling the truth. It simply isn't possible. Right now, there are no doubt conservatives writing comments saying, no, liberals are the ones who lie, and of course they're saying that. That's one of the many weird lies they regularly tell. After all, a person who is a weird little liar and an adherent to a cult of lies and deception would obviously also lie about what a weird little liar they obviously are. But how can I tell the difference between the liars and the truth tellers in such a divisive world? Every centrist on the internet cries. If both sides are pointing at the other and calling them a liar, how do I know who to trust? Luckily, it's not hard at all to tell who is being honest and who is lying. Conservatives don't tell good lies. They're little weirdo freaks, and they tell weird, lazy, demonstrably untrue, bad lies. Conservatives have annual traditional lies that you can set your calendar to. Every December, conservatives weirdly lie about there being a war on Christmas, claiming that you can't say Merry Christmas or celebrate Christmas openly. Not only do people openly, unapologetically say Merry Christmas nonstop all December, every December, Christmas is the most widely acknowledged and celebrated holiday in the world, hands down. No other holiday comes close. This is a weird lie. Every June, conservatives get on the internet and complain that we only have one day for veterans, but an entire month for queer people. And you might be thinking, maybe they just don't know. Maybe it is just ignorance, but this is where I have to reiterate that no, it's not ignorance. It is a conscious lie that they consciously choose to tell. We know this because every time a conservative does this, their comments are immediately flooded by people correcting them and pointing out that we, in fact, have multiple full months and multiple holidays to honor veterans. They're not uninformed or even misinformed. They have all the necessary information to acknowledge that they were incorrect, but they don't. They just continue to run with the lie, knowing that it is now out in the open that they know it's a lie. When Elon Musk did a completely unambiguous Nazi salute on stage at the inauguration, conservative trolls flooded the internet with screenshots of prominent Democrats holding their right arms aloft in seemingly similar positions as Elon's salute. The people doing this knew they couldn't share the video clips associated with those screenshots. They had to knowingly misrepresent the context of each of those screenshots. They knew that if they played the videos, they wouldn't look at all like Nazi salutes. They knowingly lied because deception is their main weapon in the ideological culture war. Lying is how they operate. It's how they fight. It's how they communicate. Telling the truth isn't even an option for these people. Recently, Cory Booker threw his heart out to the crowd at the end of a speech. What we see here clearly is what it actually looks like when a person is actually throwing their heart out. We see in this clip the meaningful distinction between throwing your heart out and doing a Sig Heil. He pats his chest several times.
I think he did it on
purpose. He iterates the gesture with both hands. His face is clearly communicating his intent. But some weird conservative liars saw this and saw an opportunity to tell a weird lie about it because of course they did. Check out this side by side. Notice anything? They've edited the video of Booker. He is no longer patting his heart. He's now just placing his palm over his heart like Elon. And even with the doctored video, it's still clear that Booker's gesture is different from Elon's. I will straight up film myself doing Cory Booker's gesture. No problem. Pat, pat, pat. Hi everybody. Oh, thank you so much. double hands out, back to the heart, double hands, palms up, fingers spread wide, back to the pat on the heart, hand back out, and I'm waving. I'm fucking waving my hand. I will not film myself doing the other one, and neither will they. And that's how we all know that the two gestures are not the same. That's how we know they know that, and that's how we know they know they're lying when they pretend not to know that. So why? Why do this? Why tell this weird lie that you know is a lie? Why knowingly doctor a video to knowingly distort reality? You know you're lying while you do it. You know you're being dishonest. They lie about everything, and I mean literally everything. A recent study showed that conservatives self-report having better mental health than left-leaning people on average. And at this point, you really shouldn't have to think that hard about what's going on here. They're lying. They're lying about their mental health. Oh, who, me? I'm doing great. My mental health is tip-top. That's why I never shut up about the male loneliness epidemic and why I constantly bully people who are more marginalized than me. It's because my mental health is so good. These people are not well. They are objectively, observably not well. And instead of seeking help, they just lie and pretend they're fine. The same way they react to their stock portfolio tanking as a direct result of Trump's economic policies. They watch their own financial futures get flushed down the toilet by a moron, and they say, this is awesome, I love this, hashtag winning. But why? Why be an adherent to an ideology that forces you to lie about everything, even things that everyone can obviously see you're lying about? Why be a person who says he can beat up any liberal content creator and then has to immediately humiliate himself by backtracking? A person who constantly claims that Black Lives Matter protests burned entire cities to the ground, even though if even one American city had ever been burned to the ground by a protest in the last 50 years, we would have obvious, clear, verifiable evidence of that. The only possible answer is you are aware you're lying and you don't care. You belong to a cult that has trained you to exclusively speak dishonestly, and you've made lying as easy and as normal as breathing. This is why I say, it's not ignorance. It's conscious, willful deception.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, a lie is still a lie, no matter if everybody believes it, it's still a lie. Period.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's they're believing, they believe their own lies. They're lying,
Okay.
believing it.
All right. He wants to put a lot of blame on people, and it is what it is. And there are a lot of people that are absolutely able to have that blame and, you know, that criticism of your pale Austin there, which I love his content. His content's awesome. Make sure you go there, check him out, give him a like and follow, as you do with us and stuff. But anyhow, like, he is very one-sided. I think there are a very large group of people who are just so marginalized and need someone to blame so hard that they're just driven to the conservative ideology of blaming somebody lower than you and not punching up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot of people who, like, I don't know. I don't want to give them a pass because you really can't, because even unwillful ignorance is unacceptable in my opinion.
Yeah.
But like, because you have the internet in front of you, you could look things up if you really fucking wanted to. But a lot of people just want to believe that they can blame this class of people, and they'll go and watch whatever content they can that confirms their biases. Confirmation bias, you know? We all do it. I mean, in ways, you know, you have to be conscious of that. And I know a lot of people, especially people on the other side, would be like, well, everything you've played tonight has been, you know, confirmation bias. But has it? Did those mothers not get detained by ICE when they were at their court cases? Did that not happen? I mean, you know, did that lady not get shot by a rubber bullet and hit by a fucking cane and with a horse and run over by a horse? Did that not happen? Should I not believe my lying eyes on now that? Like,
Right.
Like I've read 1984 and I'm pretty versed in what propaganda is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Man, it's like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know.
I'm supposed to go with your gut.
Yeah. Look at us. I didn't think we would make it 2 hours, and here we are. We're going overboard here. We're gonna have to skip
overboard. He says.
Yeah, we're gonna have to skip AITA for this. I got 3 good ones. We'll put them up next month.
All right.
Or in 2 weeks, in the bye week. After the bye week, we'll come back to it. But what I do have now is let's take a breath.
Take a breath.
Step it down a notch. And self-reflect here for a moment.
Yes.
And really think about, we might be bad at stuff. We might be bad at what we're doing right now. But if we keep at it, if we just keep at it, we're going to make it.
Yeah.
And I have proof of that. I have absolute proof, thanks to Claudette.
All right.
I want to show you all pre-Malone.
Oh, I love it.
It was you walking out my door. You said you loved me just moments before. Why'd you lie? What the heck?
If you're ever thinking about giving up, just remember that Post Malone started from this.
I died when I saw that. But no way.
Sorry, I gotta watch it again.
Like him.
I gotta watch it again. My favorite part is
walking out my door. You said you loved me just moments before. Why'd you lie? What the heck?
What the heck? What the heck?
Our love was as hot as a door.
What the heck?
I'm sorry. I'm not really a fan of Post Malone, and well, at least his music. I'm not a fan of his music, but that was a banger. I don't care. That was a goddamn fucking banger. No wonder he made it big. That was a goddamn banger. I don't know what anybody else is talking about. I don't know about the shorts, but
and what the heck?
Yeah. But yeah, that's what he started from. Look at us. We could be the next. Yep. I'm just waiting for post remotely relevant.
Post remotely relevant. Yeah.
Yep, that's happening. It's gonna happen. That was pre Malone. Now he's post Malone.
Yeah.
So we're right now we're pre remotely relevant, and we'll be post remotely relevant.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
We're gonna change the name and everything. Post remotely relevant.
Post remotely
People have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
That's okay. We do. We think it's funny.
Yeah. You got some time? We still got time, right?
Yeah,
we'll go over a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Right? Go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take ourselves a little break. We'll come back. I want to do some 2-player the list. No points or nothing. But I have an idea of how we can. No, I have an idea of how we can semi play the game without Dan. You know what I'm saying? Well, we'll get to it when we get back.
Okay. 5 minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes. Make sure you are hitting that like button, giving us a follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. If you are watching us or listening to us on the podcast, please, please, please head on over to our Facebook page, YouTube page, or Twitch page and give us a follow. Subscribe. That is RR Show Live. That's how you find us. If you are watching us live or watching us on any one of them channels, you can always re-listen to us on a podcast.
Yeah. If you
Yep. If you want to help us out, go to w.gg. Get yourself some energy drink. Promo code REMOTE, REMOTE. Get you 10% off your order. You could always go to Amazon and buy my book, Phases of Reason. I wrote it like 20 years ago. It's decent. People like it. Everyone who's read it said they liked it. So just go to Amazon, type in Faces of Reason 1. Or my name, R. Jarrett Dowd. That's probably the easiest way to do it. But
yeah.
Either way, we will catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Welcome back. Normally relevant. I am your host, Rick. Got my sibling with me tonight, Claudette.
What's up? Baker.
Dan.
He's on vacation.
He's on a vacation. He's got vacation day.
Yeah, he had to take a vacation day.
Yeah. Took a vacation day.
Yeah.
Motherfucker gets paid just as much as we do.
Shit, I know.
And he doesn't even get to be, and it doesn't have to be here.
Made.
What kind of bullshit is that? You know?
I know, right?
Bullshit's that shit.
Bullshit.
Right?
It's bullshit.
It is what it is. We miss him, but we'll probably see him in 2 weeks.
And the bye week.
After the bye week, yep. We're bi-weekly program over here. Make sure you're smashing that like button, giving us a follow. Share. Sharing's caring, you know? That's what my kids always say. Yeah. My kids always say, sharing is caring. So every time I see something cool on the internet, I share it. Because sharing is caring.
You care about it, too.
Yeah. If I care, I share.
If you care,
if you don't care, I guess. If you don't care, share anyway, please. We need it.
Yeah.
Please.
Even if you don't care, just share.
Just share.
Oh, I just saw something. A cat tail.
You know? Just please help us out. We need the help. We just want followers.
A couple
but
more.
Yeah. Just a couple more. But yeah, we just got through some very disturbing stuff, and we mellowed the mood, and I feel kind of bad about that we're doing that every week, but I think it's important that we point out things that be happening. And by the way, I did mention, let's see if I can share it real quick. I did mention that one more thing that I had, or let's see where it is. Let's see if I can bring it up here. Let's open it. I'm probably gonna have to pause it. I don't even have to play it. Now let me move it over here. I did not prepare for this, guys. I am absolutely sorry at this moment, but this is one thing I wanted to talk. I did see this today, and I think it's important to share it. So let me share my screen here.
Okay. Let's see.
And show on stream. This is the
millions of people all across America and around the world protested for No King's Day today, with there being crowds said to be record-setting. And I mean, look at the footage. The people just go on forever. And as far as some of the things we've seen in Los Angeles, they carried a massive copy of the U.S. Constitution. In Florida, protesters marched to Mar-a-Lago. San Francisco formed a giant human banner that said No Kings. Nashville endured the rain to protest. Chicago's protest was so big that one reporter speculated that it could be the biggest protest in the city's history. City officials in Boise announced that today's protest is the largest gathering in the city's entire history. In Idaho, I didn't know you had it in you. I mean, look at the photos. Is that like a third of Idaho out there? Even small towns in America have shown up in massive numbers, from Little Rock, Arkansas to State College, Pennsylvania, with it appearing that many Americans are absolutely pissed with the ICE secret police, the use of the military on the people, the authoritarian crackdown on free speech, the camps, the corruption, and the general lawlessness that this regime conducts itself with. Right in that is there were also huge protests in the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and over 37 other countries for the American people's struggle against tyranny, which is just wild to see. I mean, I want you to think about what it means that people in other countries are protesting for your freedom. Like, that's a thing that we normally see happen here. Though I suppose, as Thomas Paine wrote in Common Sense, the cause of America is in great measure the cause of all mankind. And if an American democracy and our rights are killed by Trump or whoever, then really nowhere is safe for democracy. But for now, be smart, stay safe, and follow to stay in the loop.
I just want to highlight this one comment over here. It says No King's Day in England. Awkward.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I didn't know we had other countries protesting for us.
Other countries see what's going on way clearer than we do.
Well, yeah, true.
Especially Germany. Go ask a German what the fuck is going on here, and they're going to tell you, dude, calm the fuck down. Figure this shit out for yourself because you're going in the wrong fucking way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Go ask a fucking German. That's all I'm fucking saying.
Because they're not in it. I mean,
Like,
you know what I mean? People see things people don't tend to see things that they're in.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I
when
mean, we do, but
when you've clung yourself to a team so hard, doesn't matter what happens or what they do, you are going to root for that team. Doesn't matter. When you've created your whole personality around this team, if it loses, you lose. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where a lot of these people are at this moment, and that's what it is. And that's why, like, I've never been part of a team. I've always voted for a Democrat, but I've never trusted any single one of them. You know what I'm saying? There's very few of them I do trust, and there's very few of them that I know are trying to do good, but get vilified by both sides. So it's like, those are the people you got to look at. Like, those are the people that are going to fucking make real change, if anything. But anyhow, I didn't want to get into any more of this. I wanted to calm things down. I don't like, and we're going to be covering this kind of shit a lot more in the future. I know we are. It's not going to end, but I also want to have fun. So let's do some of the list with two. Okay. So obviously Dan's not here, so we can't play for points. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but just to remind people, Claudette is on the top right now with 11 points. Dan is right behind her with 10, and I'm right behind him with 9. But yeah. So as this would normally go, is Claudette, we would pick five things here, and Claudette would have to order them in order of what she thinks is 1 to 5, what her priorities are. Let's just say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then me and Dan would have to guess, and whatever we got right, we would get points for, and blah, 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 blah. But that's not going to happen tonight because Dan's not here.
Right.
But I didn't want to scrap the whole thing because, I mean,
fun.
we need to do content somehow, right?
Right.
So I figured we're siblings, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm your brother, you're my sister, right? We were raised by the same people, right?
That's correct, but not really.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
You know
but
what
we
I mean?
were. I mean,
We
yeah,
were.
I get what you're saying.
We
I mean,
same
yeah.
mom and dad.
Right.
But
we were,
periods in their life.
Yes. For real. Yeah. I get what you're saying. But yeah. So I figured we'll do this. We'll come up with 5 of these words.
Okay.
And you'll order them in your priorities. I'll order them in my priorities, and we'll see how close our lists are to each other.
Okay. That sounds
Right?
good. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So let me pull a card out. You got your pen and pencil?
I got it. Yep.
Pen and pencil. Pen and paper?
Pen and paper. I don't have a pencil, but I do have a pen and paper.
Yeah. Pen and
Do I need a
paper. That's
pencil
I know.
too?
Yep.
No. Now, before we start this, so then I can say, okay, yes, we were raised by the same people, but different portions of their life. You know what I mean? So really, the same mom, the mom that I had, really isn't the mom that you had. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes total sense. I get what you're saying.
Now we can see. Now we'll see
how different our upbringings were, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that. I mean,
or how
there's
similar they are.
There's more factors than just your parents and your upbringing.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
There's your friends and all that kind of shit too. You know.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Influences all along the way. Let's see how close we are. You know,
see how close.
Being 9 years apart, right?
9 years, yeah.
Okay. The first word.
Okay.
Or the first thing, I should say. A long hug.
I like that one, hug. Okay.
It's not a bad one, right?
That's a
long
good
ones. Long hugs are pretty good.
They are
but my
great.
question is, are they better than donuts?
I think so.
Well, don't tell me. I mean, that's the second
that's
word.
why I said I didn't. Okay.
And let's see what's next.
Stop asking then, Rick. Just say
Yoga.
the word.
Yoga.
Yoga.
I'm trying to be artful with it, okay?
I know, I'm just joking with you.
And number 4 is artisanal chocolate.
The hell is okay?
I'm assuming
Now-
that's like specialty chocolate, like maybe some Mally's instead of I don't know,
we'll just call
Reese's
it
or something.
Great-
You know what I'm
great
saying?
Okay, the best chocolate, artisan chocolate. And number 5.
And number 5 is a moist towelette.
Moist.
A moist towelette. Moist.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that word at all.
I know, that's why I said it. Moist. A moist.
All right. Give me
towelette.
a second to put this in order here. And we'll see where we're at.
How important is a moist towelette to me?
You know?
Okay, I'm gonna go with. Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
Now I'm ready here.
Wait a minute. 1, 2.
Want to start with?
Wait a
We're gonna
minute,
start
1,
at the
2,
bottom like
3.
we always do.
Wait a minute.
4 or 5.
Oh, I forgot about yoga. Hold on, I gotta read
Yeah,
this.
gotta get yoga in there.
Yeah, I forgot about. I'm like, where? I'm only counting 4. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Number 5. What you going first with?
I'm going with a moist towelette.
What?
Very important to me.
You cut out what?
I said I'm going with a moist towelette. It's not very important to me.
You cut out again.
I did? A moist
Yeah.
towelette.
Okay, moist towelette. That's the first. That's number 5 for you.
Yes.
Right. I had yoga.
Yoga?
Yeah.
Well, yoga was my number 4. So
Well, a
kinda
moist
close.
towelette was my number 4.
Okay. Okay.
So we're pretty close on that.
We're pretty close, yeah.
I'd rather have a moist towelette than do yoga.
Yeah,
Was
I
my
guess me too. Me too. But here's the thing. My thought is that I never have a moist towelette, ever. So it's
Right.
not important at all. But I never do yoga either. So it was like,
Yeah.
okay. Number 3, we're on that.
3. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. You want me to go first?
Go ahead. Go first.
Artisanal chocolate.
Oh man, I had donuts.
You had donuts,
So then you wouldn't. Yeah. So then I had artisanal chocolate as number 2.
and I had donuts as number 2. Look how
So
that's
I
still
think
pretty
we're
damn
really
close.
similar, honestly.
So a long
and
hug.
Number 1, yeah, it's
Yeah, what's
absolutely
better
it's
than
the
love?
best out of all of it.
Right? A long hug is just a show of
Hugs are
love.
great.
What's better than love?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Not chocolate.
Yeah.
Not donuts.
Yeah.
And certainly not a moist towelette.
Yeah. So if we were playing for points, we would each get 1 point.
Yes.
Because we only had one thing that matched.
But I think we matched 100% because I think 4 and 5 and 2 and 3 were
like interchangeable.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been either way. I figured I like
Yeah.
chocolate better than donuts, but
I like donuts better than chocolate, but I also like my donuts with chocolate on them.
Yeah, see, so you just never know. God, just
But when it came to like artisanal chocolate, I was like, like
I don't know
I don't
what that
know.
is. I just went with chocolate.
I'm thinking
in
it's
my
like
head.
I think it's like the more specialty chocolates. Like for us, it'd be Mally's chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the company that's like
the really
around
good
us.
chocolate then.
That's really good, and it's not mainstream. Reese's or Milky Way, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
Hershey's. It's not
like
Hershey's
that.
chocolate.
It's like special chocolate that you get every
Yeah.
once in a while.
Artisanal would mean art, like you know what I'm saying.
Well, they have like artisanal bread and stuff, so I guess that would
Yeah.
be kind of like the same.
It could be.
Never had it, but I just went with chocolate because I like chocolate.
Well, look at us.
Look
I
at
thought this
us.
episode was going to go like
went a whole
45
hour
minutes, and we're here to an hour and a half. We have become an hour and a half show, or 2 hour and a half show. I mean,
Yeah.
We have become
Make
that.
it that time.
I mean, basically we're at there, but like the deal is like that's pretty much where I can go before the podcast has to be split into 2 different episodes, before the file's too big.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at on that at the moment,
So you
But-
kind of know your time limit. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there are some things I can do to fudge that around. It's not like it's a hard
Set in
limit,
stone,
but
still.
2 hours is where you like to go. I want to be a 4-hour, 5-hour show eventually. But I mean, this is actually showing me that what I've planned is more than what I need. So that's never a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
You never, yeah.
Yeah.
You never know which way it's gonna go to. Like
Yeah, we always
most
talk
of the
about
time we
some
have
stuff more than other. Sometimes
Yeah,
they're like, I bring up something, we have nothing to say about it.
I know.
So just gotta move on to the next thing.
I know. There's some things we
And
get
then
stuck
sometimes
on.
we're talking about like everything in one topic. Like it is what it is. Yeah. But how about we get to some love hate?
Yeah, let's do
You want to
that.
do love hate? What you loving, Claudette?
I wrote it down too. I am honestly, I'm loving me some Post Malone.
Okay. That's fine.
I am loving me
That's
him.
all right.
I've been listening to him
Okay.
a little bit here and there. Some
He's-
songs are better than others, but
Post Malone is way better than pre Malone.
oh yeah, I could see that.
Just
I could
saying.
see that from your example that you showed today.
Mhm.
Although
And
that was pretty good.
He's a big Magic the Gathering fan. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
I don't really care about his music. Although I thought he was a black man when I first heard his music.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Yeah, well,
I can't remember
that,
what
honestly.
it was. Like I thought it was, a black dude. Yeah, when I first heard his I don't know. When I heard his more rap stuff, I don't know if it's even rap, but
maybe
more
because
pop
maybe that's
music
why.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he's like done a couple genres here or whatever. He's
Right.
kind of gone more edgy, then he's gone country, and like I don't know.
I know he's currently country now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are songs like one of the songs I heard, I was like, I went up to Alex and I was like, dude, do you believe this guy's a white dude? And he's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is, dude. It is. I'm like,
That's
okay, whatever. It is because just the way his voice sounded in the one song. I can't remember what song it was. Maybe we'll look it up after. See me after the show, Claudette. I'll look it up. Okay.
Okay. We'll see what you're talking about.
But all right, you're loving some Post Malone,
Yeah. What do you love?
I just want to reiterate when it comes to anything we talk about on this show that if you take offense to it because something's anti-Republican or anti-Democrat or anti-whatever you think it is, I'm sorry and I still love you. Like you're an American, and if you're not an American, I love you too. Fuck it, I don't care. But like,
that you love?
people think different, and I just want to know that I care for everyone. I want everyone to be okay. I want everyone to be okay.
Yes.
Unless you're
that's the way it should be.
Unless you're a freaking criminal, rapist, fucking piece of shit person, then I don't care about you. But most people I know just want to provide for their family and themselves.
Yeah, they just want to be able to live
and have
comfortably
a
too,
good
not
time.
have to struggle.
Comfortably and have a good time.
Yeah,
People
there's
just want to
not
have a good
much to ask
time.
for.
I get it, and I want that for you. Whether you are pissed at me for anything I put out tonight. That's
Nobody's
it.
gonna be mad. If they're
That's
mad,
my
then
love.
fuck 'em.
No, I love them. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
I'm
Well, that's what I'm
going
saying.
to take the
If they're
Jesus
mad,
route.
then fuck 'em.
I'm going to take the Jesus route on this.
All right, we'll take.
I don't
we'll get
believe
out
it.
of there.
I mean, I don't believe in religion, but I'll take the Jesus route.
Yeah, you can take the
The
Jesus
true
route.
Jesus route.
It's
The
okay.
true, not what
Yeah.
these,
Not what the fucking
ideologists want. Ideologues are
Like
trying to
the-
fucking
just
push on you.
Be a
But
good
the real
human
stuff.
being, and you'll be okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Being good.
Where we at on
that's
hate?
all. Not that hard. I'm hating the government, and I wrote that down earlier before we did any of this. Now I'm really hating them.
Okay. There should always be a little bit of hate for the government.
Yeah.
But if
At the
government was
moment.
working for you,
I would love it,
then
probably.
you should probably have a little love too. But there should
You
always
should
be
have a little
skepticism.
love-hate relationship
Even
with
if
it.
even if the government provided everything you fucking needed, there should be a little skepticism.
Oh, yeah,
Always.
absolutely. You should
Just
always
saying.
you need to question. People need to start
Yep.
questioning shit instead of following them.
Even if
people
the
blindly around.
person you voted for is in control, you should always be scrutinizing that person. That's the point. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You're not supposed to sit there and agree with every fucking thing, especially if it goes against
No.
your morals.
No,
Especially
right.
if it
You're
goes
not gonna
against
go,
your morals.
okay, whatever he says.
Yep.
God, people are stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yep.
I digress.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my hate is hate.
Your
My hate is hate. Yep. Just like Dan has always said, but I mean it even more. This hate for people who came from somewhere else because they don't have anything else. You know, people don't make that trek. Some people do. I'm not saying, but all of those people did not make that trek to escape their fucking oppression in their country to come here and be oppressed. That's they didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sure,
Yeah.
there's some people. Sure, there's criminals everywhere. There's bad people in every group. I get it. It's up to us to weed them out with due process, and that's it. That's all there is to
And
it.
that's
Like
it.
I don't care if there has to be a million trials, then make a million trials. Make time for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do not
That's the way
care.
it's supposed to be done. Do it the right way instead of
Yep.
setting people up for no reason.
We're gonna talk
whatsoever.
truth to power, no matter what. No matter what.
Like it and subscribe.
Remotely relevant.
Make sure that you're liking us, subscribing, all that great stuff. We appreciate you listening to us, watching us, commenting, doing your stuff, interacting with us. We appreciate it all. Appreciate all of the content creators that we have featured tonight, and we hope that you all go check them out, give them likes, subscribes. I'm going to try to get their names in the subscription after this. It doesn't always happen.
Oh, Shake.
Seek them out. You'll find it out. I'm going to be more better at that in the future.
Shake.
We are evolving. Anyway, make sure that you are drinking responsibly.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm going to have me one more drink of the night for you guys. Toast to everyone.
Toast.
Please drink responsibly. No drinking, driving. Grab yourself a taxi, Uber, Lyft. Speaking of Uber or Lyft, whichever one wants to sponsor us first, we'll just say your name exclusively. But that's just out there. Anyhow, make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're doing that. Do not drive while drunk. Call your mama. Think about your mama.
Yeah.
Think about your family, your kids, your friends, the person you might run over. Do not drink and drive.
Yeah.
Be safe. We are staying home tonight. And Charlie's having a fun time right now.
Yeah, because he knows I'm busy. There's like little kids when they know you're on the phone.
Yeah. You see me after the show, but I will talk about it.
Okay.
Anyhow, we love y'all, and we will catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.
Flip side. Bye.
All right, we can call this one Sunshine. You're my sunshine, only sunshine. Make me happy. Skies are gray, never know much I love you. Please don't take sunshine away, shine away. Never know much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away, shine away. Never know much I love you, but don't take my sunshine shine away. Other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, dreamt I held you in my arms when I woke, dear. I was mistaken, and I hung my head, and I cried, never know how much I love. Please don't take my sunshine away, never know how much I love. Please don't take my sunshine away, shine away. Sunshine, only sunshine, make me happy. Skies are gray, never know. Two is for you, oh no. Please don't take my sunshine away, never know how much I love you. Please don't take sunshine away, never know how much I love. Please don't take my sunshine away, I'm my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. Skies are gray, never know.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Do you know what wubba lubba dub dub means?
That's just Rick's stupid nonsense catchphrase.
It's not nonsense at all. In my people's tongue, it means, I am in great pain. Please help me.